Hello, I'm Samantha Rolone and welcome back to my channel, Shekinah Glory Homemaker. I love to talk about all things homemaking on my channel. Everything from cooking from scratch and preserving food to doing little crafts that can bring some beauty into your home. But today I'm going to talk to you about something else that's centered around the home and I believe is still falling under that homemaker umbrella, and that is homeschool. I'm sitting here in our homeschool room and I love talking about homeschool. I don't think I've ever really talked about it on my channel before, but on my Instagram I talk about it more. So I thought I would talk about it today. I'm always getting questions about our room, about things that we use. So I thought I would do a little room tour today for you. If you like learning about homeschool, if you're fascinated with that, whatever, please say hello below. I love connecting with other homeschool moms, and if you want more content like this on this channel, be sure to let me know below so that I can make some more things like that for you. But without further ado, let me go ahead and I'll show you around. Okay, so in this back little corner here, I've got up here a little chart that is tracking our first 100 days of school. Every day the kids get a star for completing another day, and then on the 100th day we have a little party. This whole shelving unit here is just kind of like overflow things or things we don't use a lot. Speaking of overflow, we do have a room in our basement with tons of overflow, all kinds of unit studies, extra paper, that kind of thing, and maybe I'll do a tour of that someday, but this is just stuff in our room for today. So our printer, I have not been happy with this printer, so if you're looking at this and wondering what I use, it's the HP OfficeJet Pro. On Prime Day I got a new one that's the ink's supposed to last for a couple years. I calculated how much ink I have spent money on this past year, and it was about $550 on ink. So I just cannot spend that much every year printing stuff, so do not recommend this printer. But I digress. We have some of our screens here, or whatever you want to call them, our iPad, Kindle, I keep them up. And then we have a diffuser here, I like to fill that every morning, and a baby monitor. These are all right here. I've got these, 4 of these tubs here, and I love these. There's inside of them are these little boxes, and I have all of our flashcards that we don't use a lot, like our National Geographic flashcards. My kids get a subscription to that every month, and they put the little animal facts cards in there. Smarty Pants cards, Brain Quest cards, just any other flashcard that maybe is for a unit study or something that we don't need to use all the time, or when my kids outgrow it, I put it in here for the next kid. So I've got 4 of those here. We've got like president name ones too. And then these are all of our life cycles. And the kids love playing with these. What I've done here is I'll get an easy one out here. I've labeled the ends here, but then if you open it, for the kids that don't read, there's also a photo labeling all of the pieces that go in there. So if they get all of them out at once, which they a lot of the times do, even the little ones know which pieces go with which box. Put a trash can up here because I do have a baby and he gets into it otherwise, so that goes up there right now. Our abacus, and then I've got all kinds of wood trays and chalkboards over here, and so I'll bring the camera closer so I can show you up close what that is. So we actually are not really into the trays and stuff. It's not something that I use a ton. I just kind of forget about it. But some of these I love and I've held on to, like our life cycle tray. We also really love this 100 frame board. And I've got some other ones like this graph one, and this one that is for place values. I've also got a sentence digraph one. Where is that one at? That one is one of my favorites. I'm not seeing it. The kids take these out here, and they take them to the rims and play with them too. So this one, and it's just like dry erase. It has little pieces that go with it. So those in here. And then I've got things like these learning mats that you use with erasable crayons. I like to use them when the kids want to get out Play-Doh. All of our chock-full design boards, we've got tons of these. These are great resources to have. And then our Isaac and Elizabeth kindness calendars here too. We do not do this every day. We did when we first got it. This year we haven't been real good about it, but I would say 3 or 4 days a week we do this, and the kids love it. Really good tool to have, a resource. And then on the bottom two shelves are just baby toys, because often the baby is awake when I'm doing lessons. I've had something to play with, have him to play with. So that's that. And then here you'll see I have a like open shelf, and there's no books on there right now, but usually whatever we're studying right then, if we're doing a nature study on butterflies, I'll put tons of butterfly books there. Or sometimes our library books go there so that they're set apart from the books that we own. Or Christmas time, I put Christmas books. So it's whatever featured book I want there for the month, that's what goes there. Over here is kind of a reading area. I've got a rug down here on the floor for the kids, mostly to cover all the stains on the floor, because this carpet is very old and needs replaced, but it makes it cozy. And I like to read to the kids here in my chair. I just got this off of Facebook Marketplace. And I'll nurse the baby while the kids sit at the table and do some work, or they'll sit here and they'll let me read to them. And then these bookcases are Billy bookcases, and we've got 3 of them here put together. Every shelf is labeled with what is on it. So if they're a leveled book, like level 3, level 4, or like all of our Dr. Seuss books and Berenstain Bear books, picture books, all my board books on the bottom. Yeah, read aloud books, it's all labeled. And then up here we have a treasure chest and an old lady who swallowed a fly puppet, and she eats different pieces, and they love it when I read that story to them. So this is that kind of little area of our schoolroom. This area of our schoolroom has a little light up here. It actually has a puck light in it that I can turn on with a remote because it's not wired. Just adds a little ambiance and coziness in the room. I've got this magnetic chalkboard here that I put my calendar on. Sometimes if we're doing a nature study, I will do the anatomy of whatever we're learning about on there instead of having the calendar. We don't do nature studies like all the time. It's like a special thing when I have time. I'll make a nature study for the kids, and I'll put that up there. And then on the top here, we've got these really nice wooden paper trays for construction paper, scrap paper, refill paper for the printer, and laminate sheets. And then I've got this awesome bin. My mom was a teacher for a long time, and when she retired, she gave me so many great things for my schoolroom. She got this from Hobby Lobby, but I put in our scissors, chalk, crayons, pencils, color pencils, markers, anything that I want to grab real quickly, put on our table for the kids to use. That goes there. I've got a pencil sharpener here. Then I've got some baskets under here that I am going to pull out and I'll show you. I've got my Bible under here because often when the kids are doing some schoolwork that they can do independently, I just sit in my chair and I read my Bible to get that time in. I've got diapers in here for the baby. So it's a quick grab. I don't have to go all the way to the nursery to change his diaper. And then this is the bin I actually meant to grab. So in here, I've got our gather map. We have one of the USA. This is awesome. It's faux leather. It's very well made. We've had this for probably 3 years and it's held up great. I take it with us on picnics and things. But I also, like, if we're gonna do finger paint or watercolor, I cover my table with this to protect it, and just as one more thing to kind of, or glitter to pick up, and then I can contain all the glitter and go to the trash can and dump it all in. I put it on the floor sometimes for my toddler, and I put kinetic sand down there in a bin. And again, then I can just take this and pour it all into the bin afterwards. Love this. If you don't shop with Gather, you should. They're really well-made products. We've got these sentence strips, but they're dry erase ones. And they're also magnetic, so I can put them either on my chalkboard, which is magnetic, or I have a dry erase board that's magnetic. Love those. Kids can write on them to get some practice in. And then I have these magnetic letters, foam letters, and the consonants are blue, vowels are red, and they can practice their spelling words on the dry erase board or their CVC words. Yeah, I just love these. They're really great and handy. So that's what's in this bin. The bottom two bins aren't really anything extraordinary. One bin has a bunch of notebooks, like for doodling and doing watercolor or tracing paper. And then this other one is really mostly for my toddler, because again, I have an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and then a newborn. And when I need his little busy hands to be doing something that is not troublesome, I give him one of these things, and it helps him to stay busy while I work with the other two older kids. So in here I've got sticker books. I love these paint by sticker books. These are for actually the older ones. Water Wow books. If you don't know about Water Wow books, you're missing out. These are great. Mess-free coloring, you know. I've got these books in here that are magnetic, and they can make like different faces with the different pieces. They can put them on here. So I give these to the kids. Sometimes I pack these things for road trips. But yeah, that's what's in these baskets. That's it in that little section. I apologize if this angle isn't the greatest. I am not a camera woman. I do not have a good skills in that area, so I apologize. But this sensory table we got for my son for Christmas this year, and he was 2, now he's 3. As another thing to use when I'm doing lessons with the other kids, since we're doing preschool work with him, we thought this would be a way he could do some sensory play, or he could do his schoolwork over here, since it's like a little table / desk. You see on one side of these lids, it's chalkboard, and the other side is just regular. So he can color and draw here. And then when you open it up, it has these bins in it. And so I'll put kinetic sand or Play-Doh or beans and pasta, whatever, all kinds of different sensory play. We've done water beads in here, and they lift right out. So if whatever's in here that you just want to get rid of, you can just lift it out and toss it in the trash, like dried up Play-Doh, for example. I also have these light table accessories. This is just one of them I got off of Etsy. And what I can do is I can put a puck light in here, or battery-powered string lights to light it up, and then I can tape like a piece of paper on here, and my toddler can trace it to get like practice tracing different lines or letters or numbers, all kinds of stuff. We've also put on here magnet tiles so that the magnet tiles light up, all kinds of fun stuff. So this is a really fun toy. This one is off of Amazon. I couldn't get the IKEA one in my area, mailed to me, delivered to me, or it just wasn't available at the 2 locations close to me. So we got this Amazon one. It's very sturdy, very well made. And then I just bought this little cheapo chair from off of a friend on at a garage sale. So this table, really awesome. If you have a toddler, I highly recommend this. This thing is so great. Even my older kids love sitting here and playing with whatever sensory things I have in this table. But definitely thankful for this resource. This first section of cabinets, and all of the cabinets in here, the white ones, are Billy bookcases from IKEA, really cheap. This is 3rd year that we've lived here, so this is about 3 years that we've had these, and they've held up pretty well. Some of the cabinet doors we have to keep repairing because they're not, the quality of wood isn't the best, so the screws come out. Thankfully my dad used to be a cabinet maker, so he's helped me repair this a couple times, but just be aware, like, you're getting what you pay for. Otherwise, I think they've held up great with our kids and our schoolroom. And yeah, so let's go through. There's so much in these cabinets. I'll take you through what we have in here. So this shelf has all of our award stuff, and I'm planning to do a video on just what our award systems are in our household, but that's that. This has all of our history curriculum, as well as supplemental text for history. We're learning about creation all the way through the fall of the Roman Empire this year. So that's what those are. This basket is kind of like our morning basket. We've kind of steered away from doing a morning basket and doing morning menus instead, but there's still some items that I can't put into a morning menu, and so I have these and grab these. It's things like our read aloud book, or some flashcards that I like to do with the kids. It has our family worship book that we're doing, some poetry books, and family hymns to do together, some videos, some character building books that we're doing, so things that I want to grab that maybe we're not doing every day together, but all the kids use here. All the books in this section are faith-based books as well as our Bibles. So that's what's in these 3 shelves down here. And then up above, I will show you what's in these potato crates. These are Pillow Fort from Target, if you're wondering. We've got wow, the babies are sleeping, so I'm hoping I can do this quickly while they're sleeping and napping and not wake up. We've got like this monkey scale, some other scales and weights and things like that. And this one are all of our number blocks. We've got a ton of them, and cubes and things like that. So that is that. And yeah, that's that. In this middle section, I have more of these potato crate bins, but they're the smaller size. We've got geometric solids, bingo counters, our Dash into Learning readers. My older 2 are reading now, so they're not using these, but I know I'll be using them in probably about a year with my toddler, so I got them stored here. And then I've got these blocks that we use. Some of them are dry erase, and some of them are chalkboard, and the kids can do like write out equations on like one side of the face and like stack them next to each other to do an equation, or they can write their spelling words out on these. It's just one extra little thing, you know, to learn. Makes it fun, switches it up. We've got in here kind of an overflow, and I've got them all labeled. How funny is that, overflow? But a toy that I don't love them playing with, but so it just got kind of thrown in here. But balloons from a science experiment, little clips for different things, some stickers for a word chart. It's just random stuff in here. Then all of our clocks and time stuff. I've got just different time stuff. I used to use this kind of a timer for the kids to help them, like, okay, I'm gonna give you 15 minutes to work on this activity. But I will show you, I have a new timer that my mom gave me, and I like it way better. So I'll share that with y'all in a little bit. And then on this shelf are also morning menus, and each kid has one. And I'm gonna do a video on what we put in our morning menu. Since this is kind of a newer thing for us this year, we're still kind of getting our feel for what things I like to keep in there. But we have loved this, and I loved morning basket before, but we're just in a different stage now. Just my kids are getting a little bit older, and I wanted different things. So that's worked better for us this year than the morning basket. I've got more of these potato crates up here. This one has just random math stuff in it, like learning wrap-ups. We don't use this a ton because I kind of forget about it, but it's a good thing for the car. All kinds of dice are in here. We've got in here more math stuff, like for fractions. I forget what this thing is called, but maybe use that for like shapes and things. Counters, and then I love this. This has been really great. When my kids are little, this, I hope you can see that. They're little sticks for them to count, and then numbers and things like that, but they love that. All of my kids have really loved that. Okay, and then each of the kids gets their own basket. So I showed you the one that we use for our morning basket, but then each of the kids gets their own wire basket. These are Hearth and Hand with Magnolia from Target. They've held up great. This one is Jack's, my 8-year-olds. They each have their own little buzzer. We do a lot of like games, learning games together. especially with Jack and Grace. Grace is 6. So even though they're 2 years apart, Grace is just a year below him with schoolwork. And so they're able to sometimes do the same spelling list or some math things or whatever. Or like we do family learning style for history and science. So I can do, okay, tell me, what is archaeology? What is that study? You know, and then whoever buzzes in first, you know, I get it. We have these little treasure chests. I love these. We've had these for, I knew at least 3 years, maybe more. I got these in the dollar spot at Target a while ago, and every year I let them redecorate them because these little rhinestones that stick on fall off. As they remember scripture, as they memorize scripture, we write it on a flashcard and put it in here to remind them that we store up God's word in our hearts, that we are supposed to treasure God's word, and we put that in here. And then it's a good way as we continue to build our memory of different scripture, we can go back through here and review scriptures so they don't forget them. So that, we've got some flashcards in here for Jack. These are a little, I forget what these are called, jump rings. I can't remember the name of them. But anyway, those, some other flashcards in here. His curriculum has, we use this, and he's got a little pen, but it fell out, that he can write on here, write letters and words, magnets that we haven't used yet this school year. But yeah, these reading comprehension cards, and whatever book he is reading, chapter book he's reading goes in there. We also have these, his little card fell out, but this little to-do list. And we really haven't been using it this school year yet, but I was just thinking the other day, I think we need to get back in a habit of using that because we are struggling with routine on some of these things. So I'm gonna fill that. I just fill it in with whatever they're supposed to do, and they can check it off. So you can write on here with dry erase, or you can slip a card into here if you have like a morning routine that's regular, that they do every single morning, the same thing, chores, whatever. Oops. All right. Oh, and then also we do the clip chart system with behavior in here. So most days, I just have not been good about it this week because we've been going on a lot of field trips. I write in how they ended the day. If they ended on blue, purple. When they get so many blue days that they ended on, that's the highest level they can end on their clip chart. They get to pick a special activity to do with my husband and I, and we take them to do that. So maybe it's a baseball game that they want to go to. There's a minor league team not too far away from us, or you know, they may want to go on a special bike ride, just them and us, and they get that one-on-one time with us then, which is nice, or 2-on-1 time. So that's that. I will go through what's inside these cabinets later. I'll just do the shelves for now. So I'll go on to Grace's shelf now. Up here, more potato crates. I love these things. And you know what's really neat? You can stack these on top of each other if you want. But I've got tangrams in here. This thing are more phonics things. Just random things, but these that are like CVC words, and there are little flashcards in here, and they can work on those. This whole shelf has Osmo stuff. If you do not do Osmo with your kids, highly recommend it. They don't get to do this every day, but if I really need to focus with one kiddo, what they're learning is hard, or they're having a hard time concentrating, then I'll send one of the other kids out of the room, and they get extra practice with these. So we use the BYJU's books, and they use this with their iPad. I should really do a video talking more about this because we've had this for years and we love Osmo. We love Osmo so much. But it's a treat. They don't get to do this every day, and if they haven't had the best behavior and they're focusing the best, they don't get this as an incentive. But yeah, this just really helps me when I want to keep the kids like focused. Like, we're doing school right now, we're not playing, but the other kid needs me to really give them attention. I don't want the other one to go off and play and do, like, then B, I have to refocus them and rein them back in when it's their turn. So instead, I have them do a learning activity, and that's worked better for my kids. So that's that. So this is Grace's shelf, all of her curriculum, just like Jack has all of his books, all of his curriculum, and then she's got her own basket. It really is basically the same as Jack's, just her level, all of her flashcards, her treasure box, yeah, her little buzzer, it's the same. And then on this shelf, let me turn the camera. Got Play-Doh tools here, homemade Play-Doh. And here are some things we got when we went to the Ark Encounter and Creation Museum. So things that we've been using as a family, having really fun. And I don't want these out on our normal shelves because I don't want the kids to accidentally hurt them, so I put them there. I've got chart markers in here, dry erase markers and eraser in here. And then I keep meaning to, I've got all of our calendar stuff that goes on our dry erase board here. Let me move the camera out so you can, my head's not getting cut off. Like all different kinds of stuff in here. And I've been meaning to tape or glue magnets on the back so that I can put them on our dry erase board. But I've just been actually using magnets to put them up or just writing with dry erase the date on the board for the kids. But eventually I'll have magnets on there so the kids can pull them down and they can put the date and stuff up on there. This is like shared curriculum for my older two. And then like I've got like reading comprehension, grammar and punctuation practice, and these workbooks. I pull one of these out for them in the morning and it just kind of gets their brain warmed up, and they do that. And then also our science curriculum is here, our Spanish curriculum, and then my preschooler, my teacher's guides here, and his basket. I am gonna pull his basket out because his stuff is completely different than the older two, and I'll show you what's in here. So I've got, we do Singapore math dimensions, but since he's 3, we haven't gotten into that math yet. So I've got those teacher guides here, you may have noticed, but we haven't gotten into that. I just pulled them out of storage because I've used it for all my kids. So I'm doing this easy workbooks for him right now, just introducing how to count, you know, what numbers are, that kind of thing. Scissor Skills by Melissa and Doug, Eric Carl, preschool workbook. Some of this stuff has been spot on for his age, for 3, and then some of it has been a little bit beyond what his capabilities are, so I just help him. His learning palette, we haven't used this yet with him. A lot of this we haven't used yet this school year. These are flashcards that are dry erase, and so they can trace the letters on there. These Eric Carl number flashcards are super heavy duty. They're cardboard. I've had these since I was a teacher before I homeschooled, so I've had these like a very long time. They've held up. They're perfect. There's nothing wrong with them. Really good quality. Just, yeah, all kinds of flashcards in here. We got the Good and the Beautiful, which we don't do their curriculum, but I like some of their resources. It's like a little poetry book that I'm gonna do with him. He's got his own little buzzer. And then this, I wanna show you, I've had this since Jack was preschool. They're these sandpaper flashcards. My aunt was a preschool teacher, and when she decided to go and be an elementary school teacher, she gave me a bunch of stuff from her classroom, which was just perfect timing. And they're sandpaper, and they can just rub their little finger on here and feel the texture of the letter as they go around, and they can say it 0, 0, you know, and or if it's in like a letter 1, A, apple, and they can have that extra, you know, motor skill that they're doing, and that kinesthetic learning to help them learn their letters. You can hear his little buzzer going off. That's what that was, if you're wondering. So that is what's on those 2 shelves. Up here, I don't think you can see in the camera. I apologize, guys. I am just not good with camera work. I've got all kinds of Bible-based catechism. We're not Catholic, but we still do catechism. People always are, what why do you do catechism? Well, I want my kids to understand the foundations of their faith, and catechism is awesome for that. All kinds of different Daily Grace Company, and I mean, there's a bunch of different brands in here, different flashcards that help with theology for kids. Up here are audio things like cassette tapes. I still have a cassette player. We sing Sillyville songbooks and cassettes and things that we do for school go up here. And then all the books here in the bookcase down here are all nonfiction, history, science, that kind of thing. Now, I told you I would share with you what is in these cabinets behind here, and so I'm just gonna pull everything out and I'll show you. I have a lot of these clear shoe boxes, and they're all labeled with what's in them, and they fit great in here. We've got needle felting, pastels, and duodot markers, stickers, and paper bags, paper dolls, alphabet stickers. We've got a loom. We've got like these lacing cards and things. We've got ribbon, feathers, pipe cleaners, and pom-poms. And then I've got all these other little containers. I love these so much. These are things that the kids are not allowed to get into. These are just for my pens and things like that that I need. But they're just these little containers that click and all my stuff stays in there. So I've got these in here too. Extra ink, our needle felting little pads for them to use. All that is in here. We also have their clip chart on one of the doors in here. So I will go ahead and I will bring in the camera closer, and I will do a shot of this so that you can see, and then I will do the other cabinet as well. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get in this other cabinet. It's very similar to the other one. I use those clear shoebox containers. I'm missing one of them. The kids took somewhere. I don't know which one I'm missing, but I'll do a video of it just like I did the other one, and you'll see one's missing, and I don't even know what it is. But I have them all labeled, label maker, extra labels, stamps, ink pads, extra post-it notes, and index cards, tape, washi tape. What else do I have in here? Glitter, all kinds of little craft items and glue, things like that. Then I've got lots of little containers that have they're Scrabble letters, but they're for letters to spell words and do CVC words. The kids use these magnets, magnet letters for their curriculum, their phonics curriculum. Dominoes. I have these little CVC building, I don't even know what you want to call them, but you can turn them to spell different words. Love those, I think they're super fun. We've got some more like glass counters. Really, the kids use these more for sensory play than they do actually like counters, but some blue water beads, paper clips, stapler. We've also got in here a glue stick that didn't get put away. These are these tiles that have words on them, and we can build sentences with them. Really fun. I really like these a lot. I have stamps in here that I sometimes stamp the kids' tests or worksheets and things that they did a good job. Rubber bands. I have this little tray in here with my praying chalk for our chalkboard, extra staples, and then I have this little controller, and the battery is out on it, but normally what it does is I can push this. So if I have my kids doing stations, for example, I might say, okay, I need you to be cutting this out, and then when you're done doing all this, then we'll switch and I'll work with you on your reading, like if we're doing a craft or I'm trying to give them something to do for a few minutes where I work one-on-one with the other. I can push this, and even if they're in another room of the house doing their activity or they're at the kitchen table, it's a little doorbell and it makes a sound, and then they will oh, it's my turn. Time's up. My turn to come, and it's just fun. My mom, when she retired, gave that to me. And then I have 2 of these little containers full of all kinds of different brads and things like that. So that is what is in this cabinet. And like I said, I'll go ahead and I'll do some video footage of it so you can see. All right, on this wall is our dry erase board. This dry erase board is really, really neat. It actually came on a stand, and it had this big, the stand could roll, so I could move it around the room. But with my baby, he would kind of try to get up on top of it, and I felt like that was dangerous. I don't think it would have fallen over, but I just decided to put it on the wall this year instead. But it's magnetic. It's a nice big size. The kids can come up here, write their spelling words out on it. So we do the calendar. It has this clip here, so I can put chart paper up here. And then this is the timer I mentioned I would tell you guys about. My mom gave this to us this year. It's magnetic, and my kids are very visual. So if I say, you know what, you're having a hard time focusing today, or I can tell you're struggling today, honey, like, let's just do math for 10 more minutes. This is a way that I can give them that timer, and they can visually see, not just a number, because when they're new to time, telling time, that concept of, well, what is 10 minutes? I don't know what 10 minutes is. You say I have 10 minutes left. This shows them. They can see with the color, and then it goes off. So I love this. I think this is such a great tool. I'm really thankful my mom gave that to me. I'm going to move the camera backwards, and then I'm going to show you up above some things that I have, and that's about it. Then we'll wrap it up. So a few things going on up here. First of all, this wire goes all the way down to the other side of the room, and I hang our kids their artwork on it. I feel like otherwise I always have a stack of papers laying around somewhere of their artwork, so that's that. And then you'll see right here I have a projector. Very old school, but we do have a projector in here, and sometimes I will pull that down and I'll do like, okay, you need to watch this YouTube video this morning and then write a little paragraph about what you learned, whatever. Or if we're learning about something in science, that gives them an opportunity to watch that, so that we don't have to go to the living room or down to the family room to watch a video. It's just right here in the classroom. We can stay here. Up here, I have all these white bins. All the ones over there are sensory play ones. All of these are learning games. And then I've got like our laminator and an owl. This owl is a puppet, and it goes with our phonics curriculum. I use it, and I'll kind of talk like, okay, A, apple, and then they'll repeat, that kind of thing. It's sweet. The sensory bins, most of them are themed. So like one will be forest things, and then I will have like those colors in it, like green beans, green colored beans, not the actual vegetable. And then like maybe a little wooden bear, and some little felt trees. So they're all themed. And then these games, like I said, we have tons of board games and card games downstairs for the kids, but these are specifically to help them engage with their learning. So that's that. The only other thing that I didn't talk about, that I didn't mention, is our rug here. I'll turn the camera around so you can kind of see the entire room. This is an Eric Carle rug. I get asked about it a lot, and it is adorable, and it comes in pink also, but I will tell you, it has snagged so easily. It actually came snagged, and I returned it. They sent me another one, snagged. That was snagged too, but it is really cute, very colorful. I like it. My kids love Eric Carle books, so I decided to keep it. Our table is, I'll go back out a little bit. This table is an IKEA table, and the little chairs, how adorable are they? Those are IKEA chairs too. And then I just painted one of our dining room chairs to bring in here, so I had a place to sit at the table. We really love the family style learning, so we're all sitting at the table doing our work together, unless we really need to focus and have one-on-one time. So that's our room. Oh, you know what? I did forget one other thing. Up above the, I'll show this up above this doorway here, you can see I have a letter, like a light letter, I don't know, sign, I don't know what you call it. That is from Article, and I do put stuff up there. Sometimes I just have it for a while. So that is our schoolroom, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I always love seeing other people's schoolrooms, or if they do their school at the kitchen table. I love seeing how they organize all their things. Gives me inspiration for things that might work well in our homeschool room. And it's just fun to see how people do their style of learning. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did and you want to learn more about our homeschool and curriculum that we're using, or if you need links for anything that I shared in here today, just comment below and I'll be sure to get that to you. But I appreciate you being here. Please like this video, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you are aware of when I do another video. All right, bye friends.